There was a moment when one of crypto's biggest companies came close to shutting down for good and handing its entire stash of XRP back to shareholders. Ripple's chief executive Brad Garlinghouse revealed that after the U.S. securities regulators sued the company in 2020, its leaders seriously weighed closing the doors. The lawsuit pitted Ripple against a government with, in his words, near infinite power and resources, and simply walking away looked like the easier path. Instead, the company chose to fight, a decision Garlinghouse says ultimately came down to protecting hundreds of jobs. That fight dragged on for 4 years and cost the company roughly $150 million in legal fees. Ripple eventually won when a federal judge ruled that XRP itself is not a security, and the case finally settled last year after a change in leadership at the regulator. Looking back, Garlinghouse says he is glad they stayed and fought, but at the time he admits the outcome was anything but obvious. A publicly traded company just sold off half of its Bitcoin, not because it lost faith in the coin, but because it wants a piece of the artificial intelligence boom. Empery Digital, a NASDAQ-listed firm that holds Bitcoin on its balance sheet, has sold roughly 1,400 coins since early May, at an average price near $62,000 each. That sale brought in about $87 million and cut its Bitcoin holdings nearly in half. Most of the money, around $65 million, is going toward a 25% stake in an AI data center in the American Midwest. The rest covers debt repayment, legal bills from a shareholder lawsuit, and everyday operating costs. The company still holds about 1,500 Bitcoin, and its co-chief executive framed the move as a deliberate shift in where the firm plans to put its capital. It is a striking sign of the moment, when even dedicated Bitcoin treasuries are now cashing out coins to chase artificial intelligence. A proposed change to the rules of Bitcoin is racing toward its deadline, and almost no one is willing to switch it on. The proposal, known as BIP 110, would temporarily limit how much non-financial data, such as images and text, people can pack onto the Bitcoin blockchain. Supporters say it would refocus Bitcoin on payments and cut down on so-called spam, like the pictures and tokens stuffed into recent transactions. Critics argue it censors valid, fee-paying activity and turns a squabble about spam into a permanent change to Bitcoin's core rules. But the debate may not matter much, because miner support has never risen above 1%, and right now it sits at exactly 0. Two of Bitcoin's most prominent voices, Michael Saylor and Adam Back, have both publicly come out against it, warning that it sets a dangerous precedent. Without miners behind it, the change cannot take hold across the whole network, so unless something shifts before the early August deadline, it looks set to expire on arrival. Subscribe now!